It wasn't even 3 hours into it when the situation unfolded in New Orleans, where a gunman got into a pickup truck and decided to go down to Bourbon Street, where New Orleans and tourists were having celebrations for New Year's Eve, and just bowled through the crowd. And once the truck stopped, opened fire. And I believe it's 12 people now that lost their lives.
14.
I thought it was
14.
14.
Okay. I didn't hear past 12. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the footage. It's really graphic, kind of unbelievable when you watch it. And now the conspiracy theories are starting.
Well, first, rest in peace to the people
Of course.
that were...
1,000%.
Yes.
And more people were injured.
Yeah, there was
You know
more
what I'm saying?
people.
So
yeah.
a lot of people didn't pass away, but a lot of people got
I think it was like
seriously
30
injured.
people were injured.
Seriously injured.
So now, the right and the left, everybody's fighting. Was he indoctrinated by ISIS? And this, did he have an ISIS flag and whatever else? And meanwhile, this guy was born and raised in Beaumont, fucking Texas, and was in the military. But now there's just this, they're equating it to the open borders and all this other shit. And
Why, if he was born here?
because
They're saying that somehow
He was
people from
indoctrinated.
outside got him and turned him.
yeah. And they're also saying that his parents were immigrants and whatever else. It's basically just the whole.
It's a way to
overarching-
avoid the fact that this country has a real serious mental health problem.
For real.
Like they always try to figure out another way to address the fact
take
that
away the
the
guilt.
mental health of this country is
In the gutter.
fucking gutter. Like address that first. Why would this person even have those thoughts to even do that? Forget all other shit. First off, mad people died. Makes no fucking sense. The other mental health part that I be having to like kind of figure out why the fuck people are comfortable with, just the fact that I was able to see it the way that I was seeing it.
Yeah.
Like the video was everywhere. Like there was people literally walking over the dead bodies, filming the dead bodies to promote, to show. Like that
That's
to me is a
some sick
mental
shit.
health
It's nuts
issue.
to me.
Yeah.
All this shit is nuts. We all have to start addressing our mental health a little differently.
Yeah.
I think they've normalized some of the shit, whether it be movies, whether it be the internet. Like I remember when what's that shit that was popular? Ice used to watch it all the time. Fucking where they be killing the people online.
Oh, Faces of Death?
Yes, shit
Well, that's
like that.
old. Yeah, that was a VHS thing. But yeah.
What I'm saying is, people.
It's been that long.
People bought
No,
that shit.
no. What it used to be a website, E-Bombs World. Back in
All
the
the
day.
couple, Rotten.com.
Rotten,
was
like
of
that
that
would
shit,
show
yo.
you this type shit.
Yeah.
But that was like black market, almost like under.
Bro.
You can go on Twitter and see this
Until
shit
it got normalized, and then
Yeah.
after it got normalized, it was just mainstream. We can't make no money off it no more. I just think that when the lady got set on fire on the train, people pulled their phones out, bro. Like that shit is nuts. People said that
Insane.
in New Orleans they were walking by people, bro. So for you to think, yo, let me get the safety because it might be around too.
Right.
The first thing on your mind is pull out your phone.
nasty.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like we just got to, yeah.
It's scary for me too, because in those moments, I don't know, maybe it's a weird thing I do. I always put myself at that place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's one of the first things I do. Like, oh,
What would I have
like
done?
I
What
could
would
have
I
been
have-
there,
yeah,
and
or
what would I've
done?
And you realize you can't do shit.
Can't do shit.
And
You
also, this is where Super Bowl's going to be in like about a month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Security gonna be insane.
Yeah, I don't know
Sugar
how-
Bowl, they were gonna postpone it.
Yeah.
They pushed it back,
Mm-hmm.
but they still played. It's New Orleans, B.
I fucking love New Orleans, man.
We know, bro. Look, I know you damn near crying.
Yeah, man.
Yo, he is the New Orleans king, but I
fucking
just
love
think
New
that,
Orleans.
you know,
I have a cousin that goes there often, and him and his wife go there all the time, and they love going. Like they talk about New Orleans like that. Like that
Yeah,
second.
that's me and my wife. shit.
Him.
I
Yeah.
love New Orleans too.
Yeah. So
Parks
I
don't
know
play.
for me when I watched that, not only did I think of myself, I thought, damn, like how does he? That could have been him. Like it's just so weird, man. Shit is weird.
The conspiracy theorists, before we came on the mic, we were saying that they found the ISIS flag in his car, and Ish or Mel, one of you guys said that it could have been planted there.
Yeah, because
where does
there's-
that thought come from?
Because what they did was, first of all, the most interesting thing about this, and I don't know if it's a connection, but it's just a very interesting coincidence between this and the event that happened in Vegas, the same day, next day with a Cybertruck. They were both rented through the that car app.
Turo.
Yeah. Which is just a random coincidence. that these people rented these cars and then drove them to another state kind of thing. But anyways, that might not be, here nor there. But when they were looking at camera footage of the pickup truck driving through the city, there's shots where you do not see a flag. You don't see one. But then all of a sudden the flag was there and found with the truck at the point in which, the truck was stopped on Bourbon Street after the carnage. I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing that.
I think we try to associate a reasoning why people do whatever they do in this country.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that I think it benefits a certain narrative.
Does. No, I agree with you. I think I'm not disagreeing with it. Outside of this country being, it's the greatest country in the world, but outside of this country having its issues, we always got to put a but or a why or a villain or something on any tragedy that takes place.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think we look for the why. All the time. And so now the why is, he was a part of ISIS. He was
Do you really think that America can still hold on to that label of the greatest country in the world?
Yeah.
Because we keep talking about this as the land of the free, home of the brave, your freedoms and stuff like that. And it's like living on the inside of here doesn't really seem like that. I mean, everybody...
Go somewhere else.
No, okay. Finland, Switzerland. There's a whole bunch of other countries that we can think of where the quality of life is, heads and tails above the average American's lifestyle or, life right now.
I would agree.
People are struggling to pay their bills. People are struggling to stay in their homes. People are struggling to fucking buy fucking eggs. Mm-hmm. People are struggling. And like you said, there's a mental health crisis that is not being addressed. I don't even want to get into...
Those freedoms lead to some of those negatives. Like when you go, don't get me wrong, you're right. Mm-hmm. Switzerland, all of the
Belgium,
all that
fucking
Nordic,
Amsterdam.
So in America, and I don't want to put this on money, just freedoms that we have, you can't just go denounce. We could get on the mic and say, Donald Trump is on some bullshit. Mm-hmm. Go to other countries and say that about the president. You might go to jail.
Understood.
Right? We could come here. We got freedoms here that people don't have in other countries and other places. Granted, albeit we got some fucked up shit going on here, but a lot of that fucked up shit comes from the freedoms that we do possess.
But there's also other countries that are run on a democracy where you can get away with saying those kinds of things. I think that the whole label of America, the greatest country in the world, I don't think that it holds water anymore.
Ask them, do they want to come here?
Exactly. That's why all of them come here. They take
most of them
want
to come here.
Because America
from countries that have civil war and unrest and
not just from there.
No, go to Portugal, go to Spain, go to other countries, go to Italy.
I'm watching a mass defection to fucking places like Portugal. Mm-hmm. People are leaving. People are becoming expats. They are leaving in droves. They're going to Panama. They're going to Portugal. Mm-hmm. They're going to Thailand. They're going everywhere else because they don't want to live in America.
Not that. That's not true.
Real quick,
they can't afford to live in America.
Real quick,
that's a big thing.
Well, that's kind of like making my point.
A lot of us, we highlight the migrants, right, and the situation but there are migrants that help. The good migrants doesn't. There are good migrants that came here that made something of themselves.
This nation is built off of
built the country.
Yeah.
That's
whether voluntary or involuntary, the whole entire nation is built on migration.
So, I know. I make a lot of jokes about it, but there are migrants that came here and helped build this country. I think right now where we at is that we are broke, we are fucked up a lot. We're struggling.
So we look for the why.
But the why is in front of our face, nigga. If you walk down to the most fancy hotel and you see some of the migrants in there and their shit is getting paid, they're getting the money. No, it's honest, and they're getting the money, and they out here doing bullshit, hurting people and setting people on fire and shit. You're gonna get mad.
Let me ask you this:
not all of them are doing it, but you're gonna get mad.
You're right. Let me ask you this: 10 years ago, before the migrants were here, what was going on?
Same shit.
Nobody being set on fire.
You're out
shit
on trains.
You are maybe not that one instance, but we've had people get set on fire before pre-migrant.
True.
The migrants didn't make the chaos. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them might have added to the chaos, but I think that's even on a small number. Again, we have to find a why so that we don't have to look in the mirror and hold ourselves accountable for some of our shit. It's easier to blame it on this person.
I don't think the migrants created the chaos. That's not what I'm saying. I'll be wrong to say that. But what I'm saying is that right now, while Americans are struggling, we are witnessing an uproar in our society.
I agree.
That's it. We're witnessing that in
1000%.
real time.
I'm not
Nothing is being done by it. A lot, and it's not only the migrants doing it. Look, a black guy just pushed the guy on a train, and the guy survived. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that so unless the news is intentionally highlighting all the negative things about the migrants, then that's the only way I can see it, because that's how we're seeing it. And it looked like okay, we don't have money here, but we give them all this money here.
Domestic terrorism is just as much of a problem, if not more, than all this migrant stuff you're talking about.
I agree.
On a yearly basis.
Every year.
If we talk about the school shootings, we talk about just the random attacks that just happened.
Poverty, all of that shit.
Period.
Poverty didn't come here just because the migrants.
So
got here.
I didn't say no. I don't.
No, I'm just saying because people be like, yo, all the resources being depleted by the migrants.
No, the resources being
Brooklyn was fucked up for the last 50 years, my nigga.
Yeah.
Newark has been fucked up for the last 50 years. Cleveland, a bunch of Brooklyn is still crazy as hell.
No, it's not.
All right, well, South Bronx.
Certain parts of Brooklyn is still fucked
Fill in the
up.
blank.
Who live over there?
What I'm saying is all of these ghettos around the country have been fucked up before a migrant ever came here. Like that shit don't. It's not.
Okay, Paul. But here's the thing. Shout out to Ish because he if he wasn't in a situation, he would like the ones in high heels and $40 shoes. What I'm saying is that, but we cannot. Yes.
It's not migrants?
No. Well, it's correct.
Yo, some of them ain't get the papers yet.
It's just correct.
Hey, man. I don't knock it, but
look,
don't say it. I see.
Man, you know what I'm saying, man. Like, it's just right. Obviously, it's the government that's doing this. It's the government that's doing it in front of our faces, right? Like, it's gonna be some. It's gonna get worse. Some civil war shit going on here.
Yo,
I'm telling you.
I get disgusted by the fact that in these moments, the first thing we start focusing on is
politics.
The politics of it or the conspiracy theory. Yo, people died.
Human beings.
On New Year's Eve.
So now they're no longer themselves. They lose their name. Now they're just a part of a death toll. Like why is it like we be so quick to make the killer the news of shit before even addressing the fact that the people that died had names, has families. So now when I hate that. Yeah. Like that's a big part of why I hate seeing the videos come across. Cause now that's my last image on this earth. You seeing me dead, laid out in the street. You don't know my name. My family's seeing it. You don't know who else is seeing it. It's disgusting. So before we even get to conspiracy theory, I don't care about that. Let's honor this person. Let's figure out those names. Let's highlight those names. Before we start dissecting Homeboy and whether he was an ISIS defective, I don't care. He did what he did. Whether you find out he did that or not does not matter. True. Fact of the matter is we have a problem in this country, and a big part of it has to do with mental health. And instead of y'all putting the money towards fixing something, because I've also seen a lot of the attachment to some of these terrorists, especially domestic, they do come from our army and our Marines and our like a lot of that PTSD, a lot of things.
Ain't gonna talk about that.
People don't want to speak to that level of shit. And as someone who has a family member in the army who deals with PTSD, who talks about, yo, there's a lot of people in that's fucked up, mentally fucked up. And a big part of why they're fucked up is because the government forgets about them. My dad was in Vietnam. He fought. He came home fucked up. And when it came time for him to get that support from the government, just luckily he had enough wits to go to school and get a good job. But there's a lot of people who don't have that option.
Hey, yo, listen, I lost a cousin in Iraq, killed. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas White. He died. He got killed. My mom was in the Marines. What I'm saying is that I watched the effect that losing my cousin to the war, what it had on my family, to my auntie and that. I watched that in real time. So, like, I do understand, and even like PTSD can I don't want to say passed on, but a death like that can traumatize and cause different things in the household. So you lost a cousin physically, lost them in the war. Yes.
Imagine losing somebody and they still alive. They go to the war one way, and now when they come home, they're alive, but you don't know them.
They're
no
like
more.
an empty shell
They're
of themselves.
empty, and they trying to drink away the thoughts. Yo, my dad used to tell me honestly, the only reason why he drank every day, and he drank every day was because to get out of his head of the things that he had to do over there in the namesake of this country, and then to come back and your country look at you like
Your bum ass out.
Get your-
Yeah, second
it's
racism,
crazy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see people live through that. So no telling what's going on with this guy and what he experienced, not giving him any excuse.
No, and ironically, the same dude in the truck.
The cyber truck in Vegas. Yeah, he was also a military man.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if you look at the pattern, there's a pattern and they never want to address that. They never want to go ahead and take some level of responsibility for we brainwash people to become killers and then we send them back into, because once you become a part of the army or anything, you're no longer civilian. You look at us differently. And then you put them back into the world and tell them to go back to that. And it's like, nah, my brain is already trained to be this. I can't. It's war at this point.
Or you a Jason Bourne type nigga.
Yeah.
Then you just gonna throw that nigga in the middle of.
Rest in peace to
Rest in peace to everybody.
Yeah, for real, for real.
And I mean, obviously, you know, he got killed after he hit the people and ran them over. He jumped out the car and started shooting, and then the police killed him. So, you know, rest in peace, man. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
New Joe Budden.